Okay, so we are talking about Hellburst, of course. So let's go right back to 2015. So, what can you tell me about forming the band and the early salad days?
The salad days. Yeah, I met our guitarist when I was kind of young, looking back, and he was already rehearsing with our drummer, and they were looking for a bassist and a singer. So I joined in, filled the gap, and yeah, we started rehearsing. Afterwards, our bassist joined in, and yeah, then we formed the band. It was really organic, I think, just friends doing music, that kind of stuff. Yeah, I don't know. We were just rehearsing in our really shitty rehearsal room in Bamberg, and yeah, we are still doing the same shit as back then.
Yeah, what were like the forming ideas for the band?
The forming ideas, yeah.
And where did Hellburst come from?
Yeah, let's get into that. The musical ideas were like from Midnight. We were all huge Midnight fans, and Venom and all of that kind of dirty black thrash approach. We all were in the punk scene, kind of, and that had a big impact on us. So we wanted to do some rancid metal punk, like black thrash with punky edge, and yeah, I think that's it. Musical. The name, I'm really not proud of it. Looking back, it's from the band Vomitor. They had the song Hellburst to fight, but I know they are politically totally incorrect, and I disguised those human beings. But yeah, the name stayed, and we didn't want to change it. It was like the name is kind of graphical. I think it's like the hell is breaking loose. It's going up because it's totally crowded with all the sinners, and they are just coming out. The hell is bursting. Yeah, that's kind of the story behind the name. I really loved it song.
Yeah, I'm getting the image that you are not too serious with your black metal.
Nah, I wouldn't describe our style as black metal as well. We always had this punk attitude, and I think we followed that all the time. It was always mainly a punk band because, yeah, the DIY approach was always there. The left attitude, yeah, that's the flag that we hold high all the time. We are a political band. We want to express this, and we, yeah, just try to make rancid metal.
Yeah, let's get to the politics a bit later, but let's first talk about the debut album, Como Lungma. I used to study Latin, but it's getting a bit rusty. So, first of all, like, could you just share a bit of like starting points when you started to make the debut?
Yeah, it's not a concept album at all. Really starting point. I have to think. It's like I'm writing all the lyrics, and it's, for me, it's just an approach to get all my hate out of my mind I have in me, because I know in society it's not always accepted to be direct, and I just think that the modern society is really fucked up, and I just found this band as a proper way to express my feelings towards society, and this always was a big thing for the lyrics, as well as historic themes. I'm kind of nerded in the medieval stuff like that. And always when I was reading some historic books or something like that, I was just soaking this up and putting this in the lyrics. So it's not a concept, and then we made a track, and it really, when I first heard it, because it felt like climbing a mountain, the instruments, climbing a mountain and then just totally falling into an abyss, and I was blown away. It's kind of weird to say that about your own own song, but yeah, it's like that. And we all really enjoyed watching documentaries about climbers, and we always had this thing going. We are all kind of nature bound in one or the other way, and it felt really well to do this track about a climber who just goes up the mountain with very high expectations, and then he just struggles to get down and he dies. And because the track was the favorite of all of us, we just named the album after the track. Chomolungma is the native word for Mount Everest. So yeah, you get the point.
Yeah, you shared a bit about the lyrics or the thoughts behind the lyrics, but what about the music? What was kind of the inspiration behind the music or influences behind it?
Yeah, this changed a lot. If you go back to the early days of the band, as I said, our most influential bands might be Midnight, Venom, this kind of stuff. Then we tried to make a bit of another approach with getting some death metal vibes in there, some black metal as well, some doom, as you can hear on the Chomolungma track. It's like our guitarist, he writes all the riffs, and then he just brings them to our rehearsal room, and we are discussing how we can arrange it. And our drummer just puts in the drums, and then the bass is added, and afterwards I start writing some lyrics, and then we just have a song. I really cannot say this is our biggest influence, because there are too much. As I said, it's like punk, black metal, death metal, doom metal. We tried to merge all of these genres into one sound, and I think we create our own thing. It feels organic and nice, to not really fit into one niche.
Yeah, I think it really works. And if somewhere then in Germany, the like marriage of punk and black metal has been like working. Well, let's go to the politics then. So what are the topics that drive you as a lyricist?
Yeah, for me, it's mainly, how can you say? That people are treated bad by the government, by other people, that minorities are treated bad. You can see it in your everyday life that minorities are, just treated bad, and I just wanted to express this in the music. And it's always a point with anti-capitalism, anti-racism, anti-sexism. It's everywhere, even in our small cozy scene bubble. You always get to know stories where you just want to vomit all the time. It's hard to accept, and you have that in your everyday life. Every fucking day you are confronted with capitalism and big companies just try to break you, and the government does its part, and then you come into the scene bubble like it should be a safe space for all of us, and then you are confronted with the same topics as well. That feels kind of shitty, and it makes me aggressive, and I just have to somewhere let it out.
Yeah, what's your kind of view on the German underground scene today? I know in Finland we had the Punks 2 movement, and then you realized that the good guys were not such a good guys after all.
For me, it's always nice to see that the scene is kind of flourishing, and it's always nice to be at concerts, and it's always nice to chat to cool people and have a good time. But in the end, you always, if you take a closer look, you always see really shitty persons who just behave like they can do what they want because they are kind of important. They do shows and they just behave as the whole things belong to them, and that's not the way I want to live in a subcultural context. For me, it's more like working together, creating something out of society, because the society we live in is shitty enough. Enough right-wing and sexist people out there, and it really should be a context of awareness and generally how can I put it, to really have a good time with each other, not just pretending. And
let's get back to the music, and maybe you could share a bit of a story of another song on top of the eponymous. So let's drill down to the nitty-gritty.
Okay, I have to think. Maybe let's go with Anchorite. It's a song or a topic our drummer brought in, and he wanted to have a song about it. So I I tried to do this for him. Yeah, it's a song about a person who just can get rid of the past and just always looking back to the old days and like this typical guy. Yeah, back then it was also great and we had the best time, but he also lost the complete sense for all the stuff that went wrong in the past and really isn't really trying to get out of this and getting better and doing something new and appreciating the new scene and always looking back. And I really despite those human beings who just can look forward and make the best out of our scene, if you can put it like that. And just all the bands back then, they were so great. And I don't go to concerts anymore. I don't want to put up a show anymore because all the new bands, they totally suck. And this is, for me, it's not understandable at all because just could do it better. And I think back then many things went totally wrong, even in the punk environment. Just have to look in the future and give all this a chance. Speaking of punk, to just working on yourself, working on the scene, working with new musicians and trying to give them a stage. And
Well, amen to that. I'm a sucker for nostalgia, but you are exactly right. We cannot look back. And when you really think about it, it was not that great.
I would have loved to go to a Venom show in the 80s as well, but I definitely know that with my beliefs, I wouldn't have felt comfortable there at all.
Yeah, that is true. Okay, let's talk a bit about the visuals because, like before the interview, I said I'm a sucker for corpse paints, and how important is the visual side of the band for you?
Yeah, we try to make it important. It's kind of step-by-step process, I think, and you think you always, we always want to work on that topic. Corpse paint is kind of a thing for us. Just getting in another role, I don't feel like the private person I might be on stage. It's, for me, they are two different things. So that's a thing, yeah. But otherwise, just doing what feels natural. And there were concerts where we didn't felt like doing corpse paint, and then we didn't. So it's not that big kind of deal, like esoterical or something like that. We don't spill the pig's blood in the backstage on our bodies and be all that masculine beasts or something like
You
that.
don't bury your clothes in the forest?
No, we don't. On the graveyard.
Yeah. Okay, we've been doing these interviews for years at Nox A Carnival, so maybe you could we've been talking about the scene, so in your mind, what is the importance of this kind of events for the scene? You know, it's free, it's barrier-free, it's, yeah.
For me, it's, personally speaking, it's very important. I really grew up in the scene. I socialized in some kind of metal punk context. I can't really remember not being a member of the scene, and I think it's important to stay open-minded, and just try to give people the chance to express themselves, because as I feel it really can give you something back when you put some effort in it, when you're trying to shape it, the scene, by just being member of a collective, or putting up shows, playing in a band, or just going to shows regularly. It gives so much back, and you can easily get in contact with like-minded people, and it shaped me as a person, politically, in my social behavior, in my approach on life, and I think that it's most important to always bring new people into the scene, and see what they can contribute to it, and just it lives from contributing and participation, and that's it. And we are from smaller towns, not Berlin. We are from Bamberg, in Franconia, and Nuremberg, and it's always like, if you don't do it yourself, and if you are the lazy guy, which is totally fine. I have some, I have that too, that I don't want to do anything and just lay on my couch. But if you don't do it, nobody will do it for you, and just try to put in any effort you can bring besides your busy life that all of us have with their jobs and their normal life. But I always think it's most important to just try to put an effort, and then you get something back. And
amen to that. And what the scenes always need is young people too. It can't just be the old farts, bearing the flag. But let's get back to Hellburst. So, the debut album is out. So, how is the future looking?
Difficult. Our guitarist moved to Berlin a few years ago. That was a kind of breaking point. And now I will move to Dresden in a few months. So we are kind of not living in the same state. But I think we can just... how can I put it? We will just try to move on and work everything out that's possible. We've planned to do another album, and near a future, you always have to look with the money and the time, and the ideas have to come from somewhere. But we are currently writing on new stuff and just keep going. We've got some cool shows coming this year. We are playing in Berlin again this year, at K-Hole. Got some cool shows next year. We always try to find some shows. It's we don't have the approach that we have to play 50 times a year, but it's okay. Everything what comes in and what we can do, we will gladly do. And we all have our lives, and we have to somehow get through all the job stuff and family, all of this, and then we afterwards the band is coming, and we try to do as much with the band as we can do.